The smell of roasted meat clung to the air like it was mocking me. Christmas dinner, golden lights, porcelain plates, crystal glasses. Her family's laughter didn't sound like laughter anymore. It sounded like something with teeth. She reached into her bag and pulled out a thin, cream envelope, the kind lawyers use. "Sign here, worthless worm," she said, sliding the papers across the table. Her nails tapped twice on the signature line. Her brother leaned back in his chair, chewing. "Pack fast, boy, and never show your face again." Her mother dabbed her lips with a napkin, smirking. "You'll leave with nothing." The gravy boat steamed between us, the scent thick enough to choke on. I looked down at the pages. My name, her name, the terms, the knife in the ribs written in legal ink. I smiled, and I signed. No one noticed my hands weren't shaking. No one noticed I didn't look at her when I handed it back. I excused myself quietly, packed everything I owned, slipped out into the cold night with a bag in my hand and something far heavier in my head. By morning, they would learn the difference between taking everything and losing everything. It hadn't started with the papers. It started 3 months ago, when her phone lit up at 2:17 a.m. The name was hidden behind a single letter, M. She didn't stir. I watched the glow fade on her nightstand. The next morning, she said she had a meeting, wore lipstick she never wore for me. I told her she looked nice. She smiled like it hurt her. Then came the whispers behind closed doors, the late nights, the cash withdrawals, her brother's sudden friendliness, his hand on my shoulder too long. At first I told myself I was imagining it. Marriage has cracks, I thought. Light gets through, or shadows. But then her mother slipped, said something about him fitting in so well with the family, and she wasn't talking about me. I started noticing the little things, the scent of cologne on her coat that wasn't mine, the way she laughed when texting, then quickly turned the screen over, the faint perfume of guilt clinging to her skin when she slid into bed. I didn't ask, not yet. I began collecting, quietly, patiently. Phone records were easy. Our account was joint. I learned to read the pattern. Long calls to M at odd hours, then radio silence when she came home. I found the hotel receipts in the bottom of her handbag, folded small, dated on nights she claimed to be with her mother. Once, while she showered, I checked her phone. Not the messages, those she'd deleted. The photos. A reflection in a wine glass, a man's hand wearing a ring that didn't match mine. I didn't confront her. I didn't cry. Instead, I booked an appointment at a private investigator's office. The man across the desk looked at me for a long moment before saying, "You're very calm." I said, "Calm is cheaper than stupid." He followed her, took the pictures, gathered the proof. 2 weeks later, I had a folder in my hands. Her and M at dinner, in his car, checking into a hotel. Her brother meeting them for drinks. Her mother in the background of a restaurant photo, smiling. They weren't hiding it from the world, just from me. The night before Christmas, I placed the folder on the kitchen counter while she cooked. The smell of cinnamon was heavy in the air. She looked at it, then at me. "What's this?" I didn't answer. I just opened it. Page after page. Her smile frozen in betrayal. The dates, the times, the places. Her face drained. She closed the folder slowly, like it might bite. "You went through my life?" she whispered. "No," I said. "I went through the part of my life you infected." Her hands shook. She started to speak, then stopped. The silence between us was so thick I could almost hear her heartbeat. I walked away without another word. That night, I didn't tear the papers when she slid them across the table. I signed them. I even thanked her for making it easy. They thought they'd won, that I'd walk away with nothing. But 2 weeks before, I'd transferred every asset in my name into a trust, one she had no legal claim to. The joint accounts? drained into a separate investment under my sister's name. The house? Already in escrow. Her everything had just become hers to pay for. When I walked out that night, I didn't just take my clothes. I took every document, every piece of identification, every key. I left her with the shell of a marriage and the debt she thought I'd shoulder. The next morning, they woke to sirens. Her brother's car was gone, stolen, along with the expensive watches and the investment cash they'd kept in the basement safe. Her mother's boutique had been raided. Turns out unpaid taxes have a way of catching up when someone tips off the right people. I sat 2 streets away in my car, sipping coffee, watching the flashing lights paint their windows red and blue. I felt nothing. No rage, no grief. Just the clean, cold quiet of a door closing. She'd called me worthless. She'd told me I'd leave with nothing. Funny thing is, nothing feels lighter than this. Final line, some gifts don't come wrapped. They come when you finally stop giving a damn.